2024-2025 NBA season has officially concluded. The Oklahoma City Thunder are officially your NBA champions. They were crowned last night in a game 7 that I thought was entertaining. Did it come down to the wire? It did not, but it was a good game through and through. Uh, what the scoreboard reflected, I think, didn't quite show just how much fight was on the Indiana side. So, do you guys have any reactions, any thoughts on this, on these finals? What do you think of it? We're obviously in the era of parity, so now we have a brand new NBA champion. The Thunder's previously not lifted up the Larry O'Brien, and so this is now I believe the 6th year in a row where there is a new champion that has been crowned. So, yeah, 6th year in a row, because 2019 the Raptors ended that Warriors dynasty. But we can say that 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. The past 8 NBA finals have had a different champion. So what are our thoughts? Where do you put this at a high ranking? Are you disappointed? Let's talk about it.
Here's the thing. In going into the series, we did a lot of reactions and predictions to each round, and at a point in the tournament, I said I'm done betting against the Pacers. And for the last few rounds, I predicted the Pacers to get out of those matchups. Obviously, some of it was a little bit of pettiness on my end, knowing who the Pacers were going against, given my fellow podcast host. But still, given what I was seeing, I actually had faith in the Pacers, and the run they were going on was really something special. Whether or not you want to admit that or not, it's just undeniable to see. And even going into this final series, the Thunder by far the best team in the league across the season. And even given that, 'cause I know you predicted Thunder in 5, whether or not that's truly how you felt, or maybe there's a little bit of salt in there, you can discuss that. It seems like it's truly how I don't know. I'll let you talk about that in a second. But I predicted Pacers in 7 going into this series. And not gonna lie, I'm sure we're going to talk more in depth about game 7, but or at least what happened in game 7, the big incident that happened in game 7. But really, that's what I want to focus on, because the series was back and forth, entertaining. You couldn't have told me that the Thunder were this much a better team than the Pacers, that people would have had you believe going into the series, because the Pacers were there with them. And I would really want to give my respect to Rick Carlisle. Absolutely phenomenal coach. Like, just the fact that he had this team, and not to say the Pacers are some trash team, but we could all agree the Thunder are meant to be a certain level above them. And the fact that he had this team in these games consistently competing and even getting this to a game 7 is just really a testament to his coaching ability. And even brings me back to the feeling of that Dallas team, however many years ago that was now, like 14 years ago, that Dallas team that beat the Heat. It's just magical coaching from him. But going into that game 7, everything on the line, all the talk. Shea's that guy. Shea's the MVP. Shea is gonna end up Finals MVP, as we know he did. Shea always gonna get to the line. He's gonna get his numbers no matter what. Every night he's gonna drop at least 20, really probably at least 28 a night. And everyone's saying Halliburton, he has these moments of magic, but he can also go a game where he drops 4 points, 7 points, 11 points. But to me, and I said this, I think, a few series ago, I think even when we were going into the Knicks series, I talked about this. For me, as worrying as that might be for most players, it was never a prohibiting factor from the Pacers advancing, because he had a good team around him as well. And his play style lends toward bringing other players into the fold more than most other great players in the league, or like top players in the league. But to see him come out in Game 7 with that narrative on the mind, coming back off the calf injury, and as Max Kellerman used to say about KD before KD ruptured his Achilles, the calf bones are connected to the, he used to say, I don't know if you remember that from First Take, and it came true perfectly, and history repeats itself. But to see him come out after coming back off that injury, Game 6, lead them, push them to a Game 7, pushing through that injury, coming out in Game 7 with those narratives on the mind, aggressive, bang, three, bang, three, bang. I was like, hold up. Ali's not here to play. He's really here to put that overrated narrative to rest, truly, for once and for all, and claim this NBA championship in a run that probably can't be replicated. Even if they beat the Pacers, even if they beat the Thunder last night, I'm still not saying that the Pacers are going back to the finals next year. I think this is truly like that magical a run. And to see the way his series ended in that moment, I'm not gonna lie to you. As soon as that injury happened and he hit the ground and he's pounding his fists on the court, on the hardwood, pause. I had to tune out. I'm not gonna lie. I stopped watching the game because to me, it was over. And to be fair, I did. That's crazy. That's wild disrespectful. But to me, I did check the score. I was like, oh, actually, the Pacers are keeping it close until halftime. I was impressed by that. But to me, it was too much to overcome without their best player, and especially the clutchness that Hallie has, and hopefully he will continue to have in the future when he comes back from injury. But to me, as soon as he went down, there's only two words I could give to this finals win for the Thunder. Mickey Mouse, bro. Mickey
Absolutely not. No way. I was about to get up here and apologize.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun, bro. I don't care.
We're gonna get a copyright strike for that one.
Honestly, it's worth it. Because Caruso, I hate to say it to you, brother, you got that Mickey Mouse ring in the bubble. I don't care. I'm never backing off of that. That's the Mickey Mouse ring of Mickey Mouse rings. Now you got a Minnie Mouse ring against the Thunder, against the Pacers, because their best player went out in the first quarter of a finals game that I think they would have won. Hold me to that. I think the Pacers would have won that game. I'm not saying the Pacers ever win a finals with Halliburton in the future. I think this was the moment. This was destiny, and it didn't happen. But to me now, it's Mickey Mouse. Sorry.
Dang. I will say, man, shout out to the Pacers. This whole thing, I'm just joking. I'm trolling. I'm not supposed to be rooting for the Pacers. They were the underdog in this series, and I, for a minute, also thought they could have done it. Last episode, I said that I still had the Thunder winning the whole thing, but I would not have been surprised if the Pacers had taken it all, because at that point, they had convinced me that they had the capabilities of winning the chip. Halliburton, it sucks to see an Achilles injury in the Game 7 of a finals, especially like you said, when you were coming out to such a hot start. And historically, statistically, we know that if Halliburton is hot, if Halliburton is scoring, he has over 10 assists, the other team is in trouble. Whenever Halliburton scored 20 points and had 10 assists, I can't remember the exact statistic, but I believe the Pacers may have been undefeated. So he could have been well on his route to doing that, well on his way. But, to call this a Mickey Mouse ring, I don't believe that. I don't call the 2019 Raptors championship a Mickey Mouse ring. I troll about LeBron. I don't call that a Mickey Mouse ring either. I also 100% do not call the 2021 Bucks championship a Mickey Mouse ring. And if we remember correctly, a lot of other people, a lot of star players had gotten injured during those playoffs, which led to Milwaukee being in the position to take the whole thing. So I will say endurance, health is all part of the game. So if you are able to stay healthy, if you are able to be at full strength and win the whole thing, you got my respect. You won. You win.